900 starting gates. They're almost set. The Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap field, poised, stands well, and they're ready to go. The red light is flashing. Born to Try jumps favourite. They're off and racing, and it actually is one of the last of them out of the line. Born to Try, it is last as they settle down. Aldelar and Locker in with the first to jump away. Pushing up Stellaran. Fiery Water's going to lob into a beautiful posse after the start though. And then came Hip Wiggle, followed on the rails by Petite La Femme. Almost 2 lengths Blazon Kazar, and back out the tail of the field is Born to Try as they'd settle down at the 900, and it's Locker in who leads the way. 3/4 clear from Aldelar. Back on the inside Stellaran. Fiery Water getting a gun run up there fourth as they'd raced along past the 800. A length and a half off those is Hip Wiggle. Back on the inside Petite La Femme, and Born to Try is over on the inside. Second from last, back there in company with Blazon Kazar. They race past the 550. Up nearing the home corner, Locker in still by a length on Aldelar, who's now being popped. The Question on the rails, then on the inside coming around the turn Stellaran. Fiery Water just popping off the heels of Aldelar, being put into the contest now from Hip Wiggle. Back behind those Petite La Femme. Born to Try with the job in front of her. Locker in led at the 250. Fiery Water though gobbled her up very quickly and hit the front. A length and a half away behind those then is Hip Wiggle. Born to Try running on, but Fiery Water had kicked clear. Born to Try is surging down the outside. The post looms though, and Fiery Water clings on. Fiery Water from Born to Try, who was brave. It ran home resolutely down the middle of the track. Petite La Femme might have grabbed third in that photo with Locker in and Hip Wiggle. In behind those, close up there, right on their heels, Blazon Kazar, Stellaran, and wilting to finish back there at the tail of the field is Aldelar. Fiery Water, ridden by Clint Johnston Porter, had that break on Born to Try, who tried valiantly. Fiery Water settled up there, beautifully placed by Johnston Porter. He landed fourth. He had cover tucked away in behind Aldelar. Got a lovely run to the turn, just angling off heels. Born to Try really took some time to get the wheels spinning. And when she did, she was building momentum late. Fiery Water, a good effort on the 7 days after pulling up a little proppy here last week. So Adam Durant and his team have done a super job to get this gelding back to the races 7 days on. Continues a fine run of form for that stable over the last few weeks as well. And the 4-year-old by Playing God from Palace Alice, great pedigree of course there, related to so many good performers, wins his third race today from 9. Raced by Vicky Durant, also Rod and Tanya Cosgrove, Kay Hansen, R.O. Day, T. Coucher, and also C. Coucher. And ridden by Clint Johnston Porter. Born to Try loses no admirers with that run first up by Blackfriars out of Delta G for Carolyn Grant, Ms. E. Tutcher, prepared by Lindsay Smith, handled by Chris Parnham. And third went the way of number 7, Petite La Femme, the safeguard mare from La Vienne Rose for B. Turner, trained by Chris Willis and handled there by Maddie Derrick. 1:25.55 is the time, 36.74 the last 600, half a length by 1 3/4. The margins following race number 2. Fiery Water jumped $5 on the WOP. Born to Try $2.15 in favourite, and Petite La Femme $5. The third, the happy 70th Terry Brennan Plate over 1100 at 1:39 with 1 Ain't No Other Man the scratching. It's a field of 8 to do battle the 2-year-olds under set weight and penalties for race number 3. In the meantime, Brittany Taylor's at the interviewing station at the moment, and once again Adam Durant, who's been a very, very familiar figure down there with you over the last few weeks.
Yeah, I was just saying to Adam, the team is absolutely firing. He's been at this interview station plenty. Adam, 7 days ago, Fiery Water, what went wrong? We read in the steward's report that there was some lameness identified. What do you think went wrong?
Yeah, no, I actually got no idea, Britt. We did all the tests on him. He had a gallop during the week and was scoped in the gallop, and it come all back clean. And on looking at it, on his run, you'd think he's had a bleed or something on the last start. And yeah, nothing's come up. Everything come up spot on. So yeah, look, maybe he choked himself down a little bit. I don't think it was one of Clint's probably smartest rides the other day. He was slow out and he drove him, and I think if you look at the first 5 in the run, they finished last, second last, third last, and so on. So I think the tempo for that grade of horse and that ability probably was too much for him and they can't absorb it at both ends, and he's probably one of those.
You mentioned there that he had a hard gallop during the week. So often we hear a horse on 7 days that people don't do much with them at all. Is he a horse that cops a fair bit of work during the week then?
Yeah, he's always been a good eater, and I've always had a soft spot for him because of his brother, Lord's Ransom. He was so good to me, but he's a completely different horse. He's one that rubs me up the wrong way a little bit because his attitude. He won't chill out, and I want him to be a stayer, but he just won't be. And I think I've come to terms with that now. But yeah, so it's probably in fairness to him, I've probably wanted more of him than probably what he can give, because I've always looked at him through the good horse's eyes rather than just taking him for what he is.
Drink What You Like in the 5th, your thought there?
Yeah, she was good the other day, but she's obviously a horse that's had issues in her time, so there's obviously going to be 2 of her at some stage this preparation, and she's probably a little bit like Beret. They need the spaces between their runs to produce their best. 2 weeks is probably on the skinny side for her, but I did like the way she ran through the line the other day. It was really positive for her. I haven't seen that in her for a long time, and her training's been really good. So probably one of those ones you're only going to find out at the 100-metre mark if you're doing the right thing.
Well, we'll find out in a little while. Good luck there and well done on this one.
Thanks, Britt.
Adam Durant there, winning with Fiery Water, turns him around off the 7-day spin around, taking out the Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap.